right, here we go. So, what is one thing you definitely don't want to see on this exam, Virginia?
I don't want to see Latin American Revolution.
Yeah, I would completely agree with you on that. If I saw that one, I would be like, ah, shit, that sucks. Okay? Latin American revolutions. Okay? What do you definitely not want to see, James?
Like units 4 through 6.
James! You can't say it 4 through 6.
Isn't that most of the test?
Yes, that is. Most of your essays are coming from 4 through 7. All right. Well, James, I'm unfortunately going to tell you right now, you are going to be very sad tomorrow. Maggie, what's something you do want to see? What do you got some confidence in?
Like the Enlightenment.
Okay. Logan, what do you want to see?
I said like Indian Ocean trade.
Okay, Indian Ocean Basin. That's always exciting. Okay, well, you people love your caravels and all that stuff. Hunter, what do you got? Okay, like Indian Ocean Basin, or are you talking like transatlantic, or are you talking modern day? Okay, all right. Micah, what are you excited about? What do you want to see? The Mongols is a very popular answer. I will tell you, you're probably not going to see the Mongols because it's one of the few things you people actually like. It's kind of a thing in AP World, so guess what they'll probably avoid?
They gave us the Coliseum and the Dwarf
Well, maybe they'll be nice. I doubt that you'll see it, though, my darling. I'm so sorry. And finally, Andrew, what is something you want to see?
China.
Okay. Oh, look at that confidence. Straight face. I want China. Okay. You're going to see China. I can guarantee it. Okay. Here we go. I need you to take out a sheet of paper or be ready to write a couple of things down.
Last night I did
Can we like contextualize?
We're going to do all the things. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. I'm glad to hear the conversation. I'm glad to hear it. But ladies and gentlemen, there are things I want to cover today, which is why I'm glad all of you are in the room, of course. Friendly reminder, Neil wanted to make ice cream instead of being here today, just so you know. Every single person needs 3 pencils. They need to be wood ones, no mechanical. So go to the store and buy yourself some nice Ticonderogas. They're the best. Okay, you need 3 pens. Keep them simple, stupid. Do not buy the fancy ones. No stupid glitter ones. Just buy a nice pen. You need 2 snacks. 1 healthy, 1 sugar. You need water. And you need your barcodes. Barcodes. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then you are going to get your barcodes tomorrow. If you know what I'm talking about, then you need to bring them. Is everyone clear on how this works? You are going to make your life so much harder by not having your barcodes. What?
Can I just?
What are we? Hi, this is my last day before my AP exam, so get to it. What?
Yeah, I was gonna see if I could just say and do.
Then do it. This is my last day before my exam, girl. Okay, so I would put them all in a clear gallon bag. You are not allowed to bring your backpack to your seat. You can bring a clear gallon bag to your seat because I can see what the contents are. If you're a person who forgets things, I would just put this in your card for tomorrow morning, yeah? Okay? If you're a person, you cannot forget those barcodes. You cannot. Put them in a clear gallon bag and put them in your car if you're a person who forgets. Tomorrow morning, you are meeting me in Ren's room behind the media center at 7:10. 7:10 in Ren's room. I will dismiss you, so you will be at the gym at 7:30 because your exam doors open at 7:30. Okay? And your exam officially begins at 8. Does everyone understand the timing? Is this the morning or the afternoon exam, Cassidy? Yeah, Cassidy just asked me, what exam are we? So things are going great. Here we go. Tonight, this is what my expectations are for you. Tonight, you have 1 hour of AP World. That's it. Do not do more. It's not going to work. Nothing you really do tonight is going to make a difference. And I say that with love and care. Okay? Last night was really what was going to actually retain. Tonight, it's nice to kind of clean up some details, look at a couple of things, but there's no point stressing. What you should be doing is refreshing. I would look at your essays. If that's what's really stressing you out is the essays, the idea of like writing all this stuff, then I would look at your essays from your mock. Look at what you did wrong. Look at how you corrected it when you did your rewrites. Those are the things I would look at. Your brain dumps and your review packets, if you're really stressed about your multiple choice, that's what I would really focus on. Okay? But the most important thing that you do tonight is sleep. That's it. That is it. You need to be in bed between 9 and 10. The earlier the better, because you're not going to sleep so well. Hopefully you are concerned about waking up with your alarm, all that anxiety. You probably have more anxiety about this test than your others because you've worked so hard for it, and there's nothing wrong with that feeling. That's a good thing. You should not be panicked. You should have a knot in your stomach. That anxiety, you've worked so hard all year. You want to make sure tomorrow goes well. And it's your last exam of the whole damn year. So, with that being said, you're going to be anxious. Try getting to bed early and try sleeping as best you can. Okay? 9 o'clock is the best, but between 9 and 10. Don't start studying at 9 and plan to go to bed. Try to do it earlier in the day and be done with it. There is nothing you're retaining. It's just to try to alleviate some anxiety. Okay, any questions about what you should be doing tonight? Are we doing heavy lifting tonight? Am I telling you to learn all of AP World? No. Now, if watching the Hemmler lectures have been helpful for you, his little live chats, then watch it. If it has stressed you out, don't watch it. Okay? So, you need to figure out what works for you and be successful. But if listening to it and watching it is something you've enjoyed and you actually learned something, then do it. If it doesn't help you, then don't do it. But looking at your essays, looking at your brain dump and review packets for a solid hour, quality hour, and then walk away. The most important thing you do tonight is not reviewing content, it's getting to bed early. That's the most important thing. Okay. Thursday morning. Tomorrow morning, because your exam is? Yes! Isn't this exciting? No matter what, AP World is over by 12:30 tomorrow. You will never have anything to think about for AP World again. I will be a memory. Isn't that beautiful? Ugh, this hellish nightmare is over at 12:30 tomorrow. That's pretty damn exciting. Anyway, Thursday morning. I want you up between 6 a.m. and 6:20. You waking up, someone's like, Miss Bennett, I don't wake up till I was planning on 6:40. Okay, 6:40, you're going to wake up and kind of panic and be like, oh shit, I got to eat, I got to do this. No. There's no point in doing it. Waking up a little bit earlier and having a slower morning is going to give you less anxiety. You're going to have more anxiety tomorrow than you probably have had for your other exams. A, I'm the last. B, you're tired. Everyone's sick of exams at this point. Can we agree? Everyone's brain just hurts. And you've never worked this hard for a class before. So wake up between 6 and 6:20. I would wake up closer to 6. I'll be up at 4:40 if you need me. Okay? You need to eat real food. That is carbs, protein, fats. Eat a real meal. Okay, while you're eating, you need to be glancing at your brain dump or your review packet. Does glancing mean hardcore studying? Does that mean stressing yourself out? Nope. I just want you to be gingerly flipping through, specifically your brain dumps. This is why I made them. I think they're very helpful for just looking at lots of information quickly and just kind of flipping through and just kind of conversely talking about them. You need to be in Ren's room at 7:10 with all your supplies. All of your supplies are 3 pencils, 3 pens, 2 snacks, a water, and a barcode, and a clear gallon bag so you can just take it straight to your desk. Is everyone clear on the expectations for tomorrow? Okay? You need to eat a real breakfast. And I will see you at 7:10. if you don't drink coffee, don't drink coffee. If you don't drink energy drinks, which you shouldn't, don't drink energy drink tomorrow. Can we just agree with that? Okay? There's always an idiot who shows up, oh, I don't drink coffee, so I got a venti espresso double shot thing. And that kid just shakes through the entire exam. Don't do that. Don't be the idiot. Okay. So, in front of you, ladies and gentlemen, we have an example of a practice test you've never seen. Now, tomorrow at 7:30, you're going to go into the gym. You are going to sit there until about 8:05, and at 8:05, they're going to say begin, and you will have 55 minutes to answer 55 multiple choice questions. They are all stimulus-based, and they are all grouped in sections. With that being said, because we've been training for this our whole year, you should have a few minutes on the backside. Is everyone clear on that? Should you put your head down and take a nap? Hell no. You are going to, as you're going through the test booklet, you come across a really hard stimulus. Like this stresses me out because it's 2 images. I would fold down this page in my test book, not the answers, but the test book. And once I finish going through all the questions, I would go back to the hard ones. Is everyone clear? You can fold pages in your test book. You cannot fold your answer sheet. Is everyone clear on the difference? Okay? So, after you finish, you should have a couple of minutes left over. You need to use that time and look at the previous one. You have worked all year for 1 day. 1 day. And that's tomorrow. So, use your time to your advantage and use it efficiently. After you finish the multiple choice, you transition to the short answer questions. The short answer questions are going to be the fastest transition. It's going to be less than 5 minutes. Everything else is going to be really long. You will have 40 minutes to answer 3 questions. Okay? So, every single person, no matter what the question is, has to answer question 1 and question 2. It is question 3 and 4, which will look like this tomorrow, that you get to choose. Is everyone clear on that? 3 and 4, you get to choose. Now, a couple of mechanical things I want to make sure everyone's in the know. The multiple choice you need to use a pencil for, which is why you have to bring a pencil. That's the only mechanical thing you need there. For the SAQs, there's a light watermark. On tomorrow's test, it'll be significantly darker. That says question 1, Q1, Q2, 3, 4. Yes? You have to write the answers on the correct page. If you do not write them on the correct page, it's a 0. They will not score them. They will not give you the benefit of the doubt. Andrew?
What if you need more than 1 page?
They have multiple. I just didn't copy multiple. I think they give you 3 or 4, question 1, 3 or 4, question 2s. There's multiple of every. I just didn't make 1,000 multiples. Okay? So, question 1, question 2. You have to answer 1. You have to answer 2. Then you get to question 3 and 4. Listen and look. I'm telling you right now, thousands of children tomorrow are going to do this. At the very top of 3 and 4, you have to bubble in the correct one you're doing. If you do not bubble it in at the top, they will not score it. Yeah. This is how they save money. If you don't bubble in the answer, you do not get it scored. So what the hell are you going to do? You're going to bubble. Yes? How many of you would have ignored that yesterday? Tomorrow? A lot of you, because a lot of people don't. That's the problem. Bubble your answer. Is everyone clear? You have to select. If there's no selection, they don't score it because they get scanned and then sent to Utah. They don't get your raw answers. Virginia?
Is there a certain way you have to write like ABC?
No. No, I would just label A, B, C. As long as you write 3A, 3B, 3C, it's totally fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But you have to bubble in the answers, whatever you're doing, 3 or 4. If you bubble in 3 but you actually answer 4, immediately you get a 0. You need to make sure you are following the mechanicals of the essay. All right. Any questions about that? Short answer questions. Seen questions you've never seen before? Did any of you actually read the questions? We're feeling okay? They're pretty good ones. Hmm? Sure. What do you got? Oh, hold on 2 seconds. If you write outside this box, nothing scores. Because they're scanning these things in. People all across the country at different times are reading your essays on computer screens. That's why you have to check the boxes, and that's why it has to be in that specific box. They don't hand score them. They do it visually on computers.
Are you going to go over these?
I can, or it's either that or it's going to focus on multiple choice. Which one do you want?
What would you put for 3C?
3C. Okay, let's look at 3C. Okay, 3C. Explain one similarity in the way in which land-based and maritime empires adopted policies to accommodate ethnic diversity of their populations in the period of 1450 to 1750. Okay, so one way land-based and maritime adopted policies to accommodate ethnic diversity is I would use structured social stratification. Yeah. So you could do, I wouldn't do caste system because the caste system, which would be, I would use the encomienda and use the caste system as my outside evidence. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But I mean, looking at A and B, you could also use them too. But looking at specifically C, I would say a structured system. For land-based, I would do, you could use the caste system. That wouldn't be a great one. But for the maritime, I would use that one for sure. Land-based would be, what's the social hierarchy that we have in a land empire? You could do the British for sure. British is more of a maritime empire, so that wouldn't work. For the Ottomans, you have a hierarchy based on race. The Arabs are the highest of the Safavid and the Ottomans for sure. So those are going to be higher quality. What do you got? Absolutely, sir. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Serfdom in Russia, you could talk about the fief system. You could talk about the feudalism that they're going to implement and the serfs being at the bottom. Okay, while the czar is at the top. That would score.
That's like an ethnic division?
Yes. It's all racial, for sure. The white Russians are on top, and then all the Asians and Middle Eastern ones.
Pieces of like social structuring and then just the 2 examples.
Yep. Absolutely. Remember, you restate the prompt and give the answer. You explain what the answer is with outside evidence, and then you tie it back to the prompt. Questions on short answer? Perfect. Okay. After your short answer, it's going to be a long period of sitting there waiting because they have to collect both your multiple choice and your SAQs, and they have to count everything. So you're going to be sitting awkwardly for a while. After the awkwardness of them finally counting and getting the count right, then you'll be dismissed for 10 minutes. In that 10 minutes, you need to eat your snack and stand awkwardly outside. I would totally use this as a time to use the bathroom because you're going into the LEQ, DBQ when you come back. You're probably going to be sitting in your chair for about 2.5 hours by the time they give out everything, collect everything, and do the collection at the end. So, please make sure you are eating your snack. Please make sure you are taking care of yourself in this time. When you come back in and you sit down at your desk, they are going to hand you something that looks like this. Okay? You will have an hour and 40 minutes total. You need to manage your time. Okay? Now, once they say go, you're going to open the little packet. They're going to have all the basic explanation of what it is. And then you got to get straight to the prompt. You should spend a minute or two annotating whatever the prompt is, figuring out what they're asking you, and really annotating the chart or the blurb they're giving you. They are giving you a gift, and whatever is in the chart or the blurb is a key piece of information that you need to know in order to understand the rest of the documents. Is everyone clear? Take the time, enjoy the gift, figure out why. Once you have a strong understanding of what the prompt is asking, then begin annotating your documents in constant thought of what is the prompt. Annotate the documents. As you're going through, if you think of an outside piece of evidence, oh my God, they're talking about the mandate of heaven. Oh my God, they're talking about caste system. Write it nice and big so you can include it in your essay. Once you've annotated all your documents, you need to create your little DBQ chart where you can organize your essay. You should be doing all of your annotations and planning, and you should be done in about 18 minutes. That's the goal, is you should be done with your annotation and your planning in 18 minutes. Then you should start writing. That gives you an hour and 2 minutes to write your DBQ. You need to make sure you are using all the documents. Every paragraph, you need to have at least one piece of outside evidence. You need to make sure in every paragraph you have one happy. You need to make sure you have contextualization after the thesis, and in the thesis you have broken it up into your 3 groups. Okay? Any questions on the formatting of the DBQ? Remember, you don't have to beat the smartest kid in the country or the smartest kid in the room. You just have to beat the average kid. And there's a lot of people who haven't taught the DBQ yet. So we're going to beat them. Okay? So, flip it. So, you're going to spend an hour and 20 minutes writing. You cannot take pictures, Taylor. Delete it. You will have an hour and 20 minutes to work on your DBQ. You are setting yourself a hard deadline of an hour and 20 minutes. No one's going to announce Bennett wants you to move. You have to manage your clock. At the hour and 20 minute mark, you are transitioning to the LEQ. If you're in the middle of a paragraph, in the middle of a sentence, it doesn't matter. At the hour and 20 minute mark, you transition. Once you get to the LEQ, you will be given 3 essays. You only have to write 1. In your LEQ, you need to have a thesis, you need to have contextualization, and you need to have 2 groups, whatever it's referring to. You need to make sure you are tying your groups back to the prompt. That's your analysis. How does your outside evidence and whatever answer you're giving answer the prompt? That's your analysis. That's what you're really weak on as a collective. Make sure we're doing that. Okay? You can absolutely write a successful DBQ in 20 minutes. Without a doubt. It'd be stupid for you to waste more time on a DBQ. Now, I personally don't think you should have more than maybe 5 minutes on the clock by the time you finish both. If you have that kind of time, 5 minutes, you should be going back and adding outside evidence to an essay. If you think your LEQ kind of sucks, write an extra paragraph. They have to score it. Is everyone clear? Do not just put your head down. Do not just sit there. You have one shot to make this year worth it, and that's tomorrow. So use your time, because once it's over, and you cannot do a damn thing about it. So while you're in the room, keep fighting. Write another sentence. Put something else down on the paper. Come up with one piece of outside evidence. Even if it's just one of those generic things we've been coming up with over the week. Yes, if it's about India, you could use this. If it's about China, you could possibly use this. Writing one of those things down, maybe that'll help. A point here saves you a point somewhere else. So, a thing I want to make sure we're all very clear about. Tomorrow, you're going to have a response booklet. This is what it will look like, except mine's stapled. Yours will be a book tomorrow. You have to circle what response you're doing. Because if you don't circle, they don't have to score. Do you know how many people don't circle? Lots. We will do it. Mandatory. That's your DBQ. Question 1 of section 2 is your DBQ. So every time you write a response on a piece of paper, you circle 1. Now, when you finish question 1, go to a new sheet. You have like 30 sheets in your packet for the second part. There's more than enough paper in the packet. Go to a clean sheet and start your next essay. So keep your DBQ and LEQ separate. There's plenty of sheets. That's not something you need to worry about. But you need to be explicitly clear. When you are doing your DBQ, you need to circle 1 on every single sheet you write on. Because if you only do it on the first sheet, not on page 2 and 3, guess what they don't have to score? 2 and 3, where all of your information is. When you get to your LEQ, you have to make sure you are reading the right ones and you are circling the right answer. Because if you circle 2, but you're actually writing 3, what have you guaranteed yourself? 0. This is the mechanization of this exam, and this is how they save money. Because they don't have to pay someone to read your essays if you didn't fill it out correctly. It saves them money and time. So they're obviously not going to read your essays. Make them read your essays. Label your essays correctly. Is everyone clear on that? Okay, so circle what you're writing. Start on a clean sheet. You're only writing 1 LEQ. Questions about LEQ or DBQ? What do you got, Parker?
Just go on over
2? Sure, let's look at 2. Okay, so if you got 2 tomorrow, in the period of 1200 to 1450, imperial collapse and dynastic change occurred in many parts of the world. Develop an argument that evaluates the extent to which the decline of states led to cultural or social changes during this period. So if you're doing 1200 to 1450, what empire should you be thinking of? L. Song dynasty is a bomb answer. Okay, so the Song are going to fall to the Yan. Okay, so the Mongols. So here you go, Micah. Mongols, if you can remember the timing. Okay, so how would that lead to a cultural or social change? Well, if you're talking about the decline of the Song to the Yan, you can talk about the social change of being shunned from society. Remember, Chinese people are punished under the Yan dynasty. You could talk about how the importation of Persian bureaucrats, the removal of the civil service exam, all of that would be a great answer. Remember, if it's asking you for social, you have to give them social. You can't just talk political. If they're talking culture, okay, the decline of the civil service exam, foot binding, all of those things are going to be eradicated under the Mongols, yes? That's another way you can kind of go at it. But you need to make sure you're tying it to the social or the cultural. Do not just focus on political. So if you didn't do the Mongols, who else could you do? Is L the only one who knows 1250 to 1400? What do you got, L?
Okay. Would like the collapse of Ghana and then Malaya was just like Islam?
It would be. You're going to start seeing for sure with the arrival of European states, because they're going to start arriving right at the end of 1450. So you're going to start seeing Europeans starting to come into the basin, which is going to catch it. So you can talk about that, but they're not the huge decline yet. Okay, they're arriving, but that's going to trigger the decline. That would be okay. Ansley.
Like the decline of the Safavids?
Absolutely. That's a great one. The Safavid decline, you're going to see a rise in European nation states rising. Remember, Spain is going to start rising, and that's going to start leading with European nations starting to push back. What do you got, Friar?
I was just gonna say, would you have to do 2 different states for that one, or would you just?
You can just pick one.
You can do 2 different cultural changes.
You can. You can do 2 cultures or 2 socials or 1 culture and 1 social. So it's completely up to you. Ladies and gentlemen, when the question reads, it sounds challenging. Can we agree? Okay, when you read it, you're like, oh shit, 1200 to 1450? Come on. Catch a breath, take a breath, and be like, okay, 1200 to 1450. That's before Christopher Columbus discovered America, so it is at the age of Exploration. What do I know is happening during this time? Okay, those types of things. If it's before the American Revolution and before Columbus, we have the scientific revolution happening. We have the Age of Enlightenment happening. You got to start kind of stringing these thoughts together. You have this information. Just stop for a second, take a breath, and be like, what's one thing I know? And kind of go from there. What do you got, Taylor? Yeah, they're going, for sure. So from 1200 to 1450, you have the Mayans who are going, but you can't talk about the Incan or Aztecs decline because they don't decline until the Spanish arrive, and this is pre-Spanish. All right, what do you got?
So if I did one cultural paragraph and then one social,
Yeah.
that would work.
That would work, for sure, all day. Okay?
Could you do like 2 cultural?
Yeah, of course. Absolutely. You could do whatever you wanted, as long as you were answering social or cultural between the time periods of 1200 and 1450. Okay, so let's do some multiple choice. Okay, you have a whiteboard on your desk. This is why it's there. When you leave today, you are going to leave all the things you found on your desk. Leave them on your desk. Is everyone clear about that? Okay, so everyone is clear what the expectations are for tonight, yes? Everyone is clear on what you need to bring to the exam tomorrow. 7:10, we're in Ren's room. Open up your multiple choice to 12. Let's do 12. Okay, so you're going to begin reading 12 now and write 12 through 15 on your board and begin answering those questions. It's on 14, question number 12. You are answering questions 12 through 15, please. You should be on 15 at this point. Three, two, 1. The answer to question 12 is B. Question. We're just doing random spot check. Question 13. The answer is A. Question. 14. The answer is D. Question. We're okay? And 15. The answer is D. Any questions about what and why? Perfect. Open it up to 27. It's a chart. Isn't that exciting? You are answering questions 27 through 30. Do that now, please. You should be on 30. Here we go. 27 is B. Question? If you don't understand the answer, I'll happily tell you. Taylor? Okay, here we go. So the answer for question number 27 is B. Millions of Europeans immigrated to Latin America during this time period, stemming from a combination of economic opportunity and demographic pressure. Does that help? Which one did you pick, Taylor? A. Yeah, slave labor did not, although slave labor did increase economic production in Latin America in the 19th century, increased economic production alone does not explain why. Okay, so it's not that many. Okay, 27 is B. Nope, yes, 27 is B. 28 is A. Questions on it? 29 is C. 29 is C because vaccines significantly reduce deaths from illnesses such as malaria, smallpox, and other infectious diseases. Which one did you pick?
I picked D.
D. International organizations like IMF and World Bank offered financial assistance during this time period, not disease, not vaccines. And question number 30 is D. How'd we do? 30. Okay, so the correct answer is D. While overall population of North America did increase from 1950 to 2000, the rate of increase was markedly lower than other parts of the world. What answer did you pick, Andrew?
I was just guessing because I thought they all
Oh,
I realized it was about 30 minutes.
yeah.
I got it right out of guessing.
That's okay, guys. You don't have to be perfect for tomorrow. That's not the rule. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to do well. Not perfect. Well, open it up to 9. Let's do an image. Yes. You're doing 9 through 11. You are.
I think I've seen this one.
Okay.
Some of these I've used on exams. Yeah, they go into the word bank, and I pull the word bank, the test bank. Okay, here we go. Question number 9. The answer is D. That's just straight up knowing when the bubonic plague's happening here. Question 10 is A. Question 11 is B.
Why would it not be?
Okay, so the correct answer, the mortality depicted in the image most directly contributed to a decrease in the number of overall available workers, which fueled transition from serfdom to waged labor. As their survival peasants were able to flee their lord's manors and demand better compensation. A is incorrect. Although the mortality depicted in the image contributed to the worsening of conditions for feudal lords because of the supply of peasant labor decreased, and the actual end of feudalism was not a direct result of the Black Death, because it doesn't immediately end, it's a slow end. Because people aren't really willing to change quickly. Can we agree? Huh? And feudalism is going to the 1886. It's after the American Revolution, in case you needed to know that. American Civil War. So, okay. Let's do 31 and 32. Three, 2, 1. 31. The answer is C. Questions? Okay. 32. The answer is B. Questions? Okay. We have 2 more minutes together, and then we are done for the entire year.
What were the other answers?
33 is A, and 34 is D. Ladies and gentlemen, you are absolutely ready for tomorrow. Your anxiety about tomorrow is totally warranted. It should not be punishing. It should be consistent. You are ready for tomorrow. I'm looking forward to seeing you at 7:10 with full bellies with a good breakfast, yes? And a good night rest. That is the most important thing you can do tonight. Please leave my mock exam on the desk. Taylor, you deleted all my pictures, yes? Thank you. And your whiteboard on the desk for the next person. I am incredibly confident. I am going to sleep like a baby tonight. You should as well. I'm not going to sleep like a baby. I have great anxiety about tomorrow because my goal for tomorrow, Cassidy, is when you leave your morning exam, Cassidy, you come out and see me tomorrow and tell me you felt confident walking out of that exam. That is what I want tomorrow, is you to feel like you knew what you were doing. You're not going to know every question on that test. They specifically design it so there's only a couple questions that only a few kids get. But did you walk out with your head held high, knowing you did well? That's what matters tomorrow to me. Same thing with red. We want the feedback. You did the best you could, and you felt confident walking out. You are ready for tomorrow. 1 hour. Nothing more, nothing less. Get to bed early. Good luck. I'm so proud of you. Goodbye. I'll see you at 7:10.
I'm actually really happy it's a morning.
Goodbye. Yeah.
Well, no, I just do so much.
Bye, guys. Woo!
If we get
I'm surprised.
is there like a big issue or is it?
Be here at 7:10, Joseph.
I'll say just in case.
7:10, Joseph. So there's no drama, no stress.
I only got 3/4 of those multiple choice questions right.
That's okay.
Can you have my phone?
But the thing is that when I take these tests,